Hello, this is Dan Farisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald, welcoming you to a video conversation with Rob Moodey, who is Manager of Strategic Partnerships with Matrox Video. Topic of conversation is, of course, AV over IP, aligning with our AV over IP deep dive. That will be in our March issue of Commercial Integrator, as well as all over commercialintegrator.com throughout the month of March. AV over IP really does seem to be on the tips of everyone's tongues these days. It's such a strong and powerful trend. So we want to bring in thought leaders like Rob to opine on why this is such a powerful trend and how Matrox Video and other leading vendors are really driving the boat and making this something that's going to be an irresistible force in the months and years ahead. Thank you so much, Rob, for joining me today. Really appreciate you taking some time to chat.
Happy to be here, Dan.
Well, let's get right into it. As I say, AV over IP does seem to be right on the tips of people's tongues these days. It seems like everything is moving in that AV over IP direction. Do you want to talk about why it is such a strong value proposition, why integrators, why vendors, why end users seem to be migrating in the direction of AV over IP versus some other alternative approaches?
I think the underlying reason, really, Dan, is options. People like options, and increasingly so since we've seen world events that meant the plan one couldn't happen. The traditional concept of well, let's get the lowest common denominator to solve the problem isn't now the safest answer. So the network, of course, offers so many options for increased distance, increased scalability, increased levels of picture quality, and it's just giving so much more to people and letting them change direction if the client needs to.
There's no doubt about it. I think that the flexibility that AV over IP provides, and of course the desire to be part of the network, is something that's going to be an irresistible force. You want to talk a little bit about Matrox Video and how your technology leadership, your product leadership, your R&D innovation is helping empower integrators and end users alike to get the kind of outcomes they expect and want leveraging AV over IP.
I think most people recognize that we at Matrox Video have been doing AV over IP with, for example, H.264 for an awfully long while now. But we've been able to surprise a few people by introducing in recent times a number of other ways of moving the AV over IP. HEVC, for example, AV1, VP9 have all joined the Matrox stable as AV over IP technologies, codecs that we can use to help move our video across the network. And also, we've been one of the prime movers behind the emergence of the IPMX specification, which is aiming to bring a lot more interoperability into AV over IP. We spoke earlier about the customers changing direction. Well, there's nothing worse than knowing you need to change direction and being stuck in a silo where your favored manufacturer can't supply. No fault of their own, they just can't supply. If it's an open standard and you can substitute another manufacturer, that is so much reassurance in it. And IPMX is delivering a scalable solution. A, in huge numbers, it's designed to scale. B, it's designed to scale across different sorts of video quality, all the way from uncompressed 4K 60 down to the mass market compression levels. And that interoperability value as well. So very exciting times at ISE just gone, because we just announced the movement from draft to final of 7 of the core standards in that IPMX family, and that's an important milestone, because a lot of the consultants, the users, and the integrators have been waiting for that point before they actually designed it in, and now we're there. So really exciting times for the future now.
That is very exciting indeed. There's no doubt about it. And I have heard much more about IPMX in the last couple of months than I had before, just because I think as it's coming more fully to maturation, it seems like more people are buying in. The idea of moving toward a standards-based approach, as opposed to a kind of a variety of different approaches, moving in the direction of standards, I know is something that is very much core to Matrox Video's vision of the best version of this industry. And I hope that more and more more people do embrace IPMX as it becomes more and more mature, more and more fully matured, and we can move in a standards-based direction. I think that should be, it is, I hope, the future of our industry.
I think so too. And the number of different implementations, both in hardware and software, that were in evidence at ISE is really exciting. But the most exciting bit of all for me was that it's been adopted wholesale by the fastest growing bit of AV, and that's the LED scenario where they're using now the LED panels as a green screen substitute. And for that, they want the highest video quality, meaning uncompressed. And the top tier, all of them, of the LED wall controllers, have all said, we're doing IPMX. I don't think ever before in the whole history of AV over IP has anything been adopted by the fastest growing sector so quickly.
Well, there's no doubt that that's a very auspicious sign. I thank you so much, Rob, for taking some time to update me on Matrox Video, its leadership, the continued maturation of IPMX, and everything we have to look forward to as AV over IP continues to come, I think, to predominate in terms of signal transport in this industry. Really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to learn from you.
Very happy to do that, Dan. Look forward to seeing you soon in real life.
Likewise, thank you so much, Rob Moodey, Manager of Strategic Partnerships with Matrox Video, for joining me here today. My name is Dan Farisi, Group Editor, Commercial and Security with Emerald. Please check out the AV over IP Deep Dive, which will be in the March issue of CI plus SSI. And of course, it will be all over commercialintegrator.com throughout the month of March. Insightful thought leadership content, videos, text, otherwise, from Rob, from other thought leaders in the industry, talking about AV over IP, talking about IPMX, talking about standards-based approaches, and how it will transform the future of commercial AV. Until all of that, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.